Welcome to the KnoItAllz channel, the Smash Your Gas podcast. This is our prelude to the Pump Your Brakes podcast on Steel Curtain Network. I'm your boy Tate in the building, your usual suspect, with the other usual suspect, Big G. We got the homie in the building from the Black and Gold Standard podcast, the homie Curb. Curb, what's happening, man? How you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Everything's going good, man, for me. Big G. The yellow I can't read. What that say? Let him cook?
Let him cook.
Listen up, you Yenzies. And that includes you too, Yenzies. Listen up. I'm not putting up with all this mess before we go into Pump Your Brakes. I'm here to let you know right now, I'm not having it. We're going to talk about this quarterback, and I don't want to hear all this pessimism and all this negative talk about A, B, C, and D, especially from you, Kirby, because you'll get put in the matrix quick, fast, and hurry. We over here on the know-it-all, so I can act any old kind of way. So let's go, Tate. Let's go. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
We're gonna get started first, though. Kirk, tell us about your podcast, where we can find you and what you tend to talk about on your channel, man.
Well, right now, it's the Black and Gold Standard podcast. That's where you can catch me at. Kind of just starting to really get the channel going. As far as what I talk about, I just Steelers news and what I try to do, and me and G kind of go at it sometimes. I just try to keep it real. I try to take my fandom out of it and just, and sometimes it might sound negative, but I just try to keep it real. And look at G.
You already starting up.
You got to take the fan out, though.
I got a live chat for every podcast I'm a part of. So we got a Pump Your Brakes live chat. We got a homies pod chat, homies overtime. We got the KnoItAllz live chat, and this week we started a Smash the Gas chat with myself, G, and Curb in the building. And Curb tend to have a lot of Claudisms inside our personal space.
No.
Look at Claude already over there, Tate. Look at Claude. Look at him already, bro. Look at the comment. Look at it.
What are you talking about?
Look what he said. Put him in the matrix. But look, I'm not listening. I'm not messing around. Get him in there right now. Right off the bat. Put him in the matrix, man. Right now.
We're gonna start him out with the old country. We're gonna go passive on him. Because he really ain't said nothing wrong yet. Outside, he seemed to like listening to everybody except me and you, Big G.
What does he mean to talent? What does he mean? What does he mean?
He can go to the old country.
Yeah. Right off the bat.
We know you feel right at home there before you got your Christopher Columbus to go discover a whole new world of your own.
Claude like
Kurt. What'd you say, Kurt?
Claude like trolling y'all.
No, he ain't no troll. Hey. He's a governor and archbishop. He's not a troll. He's a governor and archbishop.
Well, you took us there, Big. He's part of a whole new world.
That's fine.
But before we get started, everybody that's watching us and joins us, y'all go ahead and get the homie Curb podcast a subscribe, a thumbs up. Check him out. It's good content. I watched the show the other day with his first round mock draft the other morning. I think it was Saturday morning. I checked you out, man. Sunday morning. Okay, yeah. So be sure to like and subscribe for this channel too. But the Black and Gold Standard podcast here, it's about to pop up here. That's where you can find them. The Black and Gold Standard podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, fellas, we are gonna talk about the Steelers quarterback situation. We got about 30 minutes, Big G. We got to be on Pump Your Brakes. So, I got the question. Y'all got the answers, right?
I don't know yet. I don't know about yet. I don't know. This is Curb just trying to figure it out right now. I don't know if we got any answers.
And that's just it. Y'all can disagree. I want y'all individual perspectives on these things, right? So, Curb, coming to you first with this one.
Okay.
What do you think about Aaron Rodgers right now at this moment? Is he the right quarterback? Are we waiting too long? Do you think the talent he has left is beneficial to his offense? Just give us your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so let's go with the positives first. I believe he can still play, even though he's 41. But because at the end of the day, when you get guys like Aaron Rodgers, those veteran quarterbacks, you're not going to fool those. I mean, obviously you got to protect them because, they can't do the things they used to do, but you're not going to fool him. Every defense, he's seen every defense. So that's the positive. I got to be fair. That's the positive. So on that end, he's going to be able to perform. But unfortunately with him, his negatives outweigh his positives. Aaron Rodgers, at this point, he's into his ways. He's going to throw his guys under the bus. He's going to, I would say this for all you Mike Tomlin haters and everything, you want Aaron Rodgers to be the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback because I guarantee you he will get Mike Tomlin fired. Because everything, especially if everything's true with, how Tomlin don't throw over the middle, do this stuff, all that stuff is coming out in his show that he does every week. And when it goes bad, it's gonna go bad. The first time that he say Pickens wasn't on the blue line or red line, whatever that is, he's gonna crash out on him. It's gonna be a total disaster. So to me, I don't want him. But like I say, I'm gonna be fair. I still think he could play, but it's all the other stuff that he brings that is not gonna be worth dealing with. And that's my opinion on it.
Okay.
What you doing, sucker?
Go ahead and tell him, Big G. What you think?
Hell no. We don't want no Aaron Rodgers. Hell no. Hell no. We don't want no Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is washed. He's big trash. He's not going to help us win. He's going to crash out every week. DK Metcalf and George Pickens is going to choke him out on the sideline. Cam Hayward is going to beat his ass in the locker room, and it ain't going to work. We cannot have no old Methuselah-type quarterback playing quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's old as hell. He don't need to be nowhere close to the Steelers organization. Get him out of here. The answer is absolutely no. No and no. Hell no.
Okay. My personal thought is, the only reason I wouldn't take Aaron Rodgers over the available quarterbacks is because the cost is going to occur with him, right? I don't want to pay him $25, $30 million. I'd rather just pay Mason that four he getting this year.
Facts.
Or bring Russ in for 15. Them are my two quarterbacks at this point right now. So
Russ, why would you give Russ 15? Why would you give him? He old as Methuselah too.
But he don't want 30, 35 like Aaron Rodgers. Starting quarterback, you tried to lowball Justin Fields, and you don't have him. So you got to start at a fair going rate. What you think you're gonna get Russ for?
Zero. I don't want nothing. I don't want Russ nowhere in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He might as well go on and move out too. I don't want him nowhere near the building either. So, get him up out of here. So
second question, even though Russ got a history with DK Metcalf, he worked well with George Pickens last year, a healthy offensive line, Pat Freiermuth being better used, having two similarly styled quarterbacks capable of doing the same thing, so Arthur Smith can have one offense. You don't see any potential being better this year than last year in Russ?
No.
Okay.
No. Russ already done showed what he do, bro. That we know that. We got our
Big G. We also know the Steelers didn't have no receivers last year outside of Pickens. And when Pickens got hurt, that's when everything went bad.
Okay. Yeah.
So my next question is: so if not Russ, who? What quarterback do they bring in the building?
You asking me or Curb?
Master, you. Next question to you. I'm going back and forth. No Diddy.
Yeah, about to, Mr. No Diddy. but anyway, you draft a rookie.
Who you drafting?
It depends on what happened.
Who you drafting? Who you want?
I'll take 3 of them. There's 3 of them.
No. Say something for Curb. Who do you want?
Shador. But I don't know if we're gonna get to us. I want Shador, but I don't know if we're gonna get to us.
I could be okay with that one, but don't you think still got to make a quarterback decision before that even evolves into something? You won't know if you get Shador till draft night.
Right. That's why I said I want 3. I got a theory, but I'm gonna let Curb say what he got to say. I know I didn't get the quarterback. I already know that he can do it. But
Curb, go ahead. Who's next man up in your book?
Next man up to me, as of right now, and I hate to say it, I bring Russ back because just on the strength of he's played with DJ Metcalf. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if Russ or Sierra, who they hooked him up with his fiance. So that's a close. They're close. You work with Pickens. You actually made Calvin Austin a decent receiver. So he's worked with all your guys. Listen, if you look at go back to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes' last game, he was terrible. And why was he terrible? Because they couldn't protect him. The thing with Russ, everybody know, is Russ the same guy that he was 10 years ago? No. But if now, hopefully you're going to have a better running back. Hopefully this offensive line is going to be straight. You got a guy that's worked with these receivers, and the type of receivers you have now is Russ' strength. That's what those guys do. That's what Russell Wilson does.
Moonballing it.
And I'm fine with bringing in Russ, drafting a quarterback, and hopefully this guy, because the one thing about Russ that you wouldn't get from Aaron Rodgers, Russ is gonna keep it professional. He's gonna work with that guy, or it's gonna be a guy that he could just say Russ don't work with him, but at least he can watch how that guy carry himself. Now he understands professional.
Russ is a consummate professional.
So you can't go wrong with it. And what you do, you just make it, hey, y'all coming in here training camp, and it's gonna be a competition. If the young guy beat him out, he beats him out. But I think you can't go wrong with having Russ at this point in the game. I mean, that's my opinion on it.
I agree. I agree with Curb, man. I gotta agree with Curb on this one, Big G. You wanna throw the baby out with the bathwater because you crashing out over here.
No, I don't. We have our bridge quarterback. His name is Mason Rudolph.
You see?
Rudolph
I watched
serviceable enough to get us through the 2025 season as the rookie develops. We don't need another quarterback.
See, I don't even see taking a rookie this year. You probably talk about taking Jackson Dart in the first round or dropping back to the late 20s and taking Jackson Dart. That's just more Kenny Pickett. I was listening to some folks today in the Steelers Spirit stuff saying Kenny Pickett was a better prospect than Jackson Dart.
Never in a million years.
No, I can't believe that.
Never in a million years.
No,
Whoever said that
it was said. That was the Steelers Now guy, Alan Saunders. He shared that.
Alan Saunders, he dead wrong. He
watched Kenny Pickett play for 2 years in Pittsburgh, and Kenny Pickett went to Pitt. and he watched them both at the Shrine game. So he going off Shrine practice for both of them in their years of being in the Senior Bowl. So I don't know. He had up close eyes on him, so I don't know. I'm not saying he isn't, but they close. And if they close, why would the Steelers take a chance to take him at the same one? Kenny Pickett picked at 21?
But they're not. The film doesn't match like how he's saying.
Well, I heard Phil Simms say him and Florio. Well, Phil Simms said it, and he's one of them quarterback gurus. He said Jackson Dart is a third-round pick at best.
Phil Simms is absolutely incorrect. Jackson Dart is as close as you're going to get to Bo Nix from last year's draft. When you actually watch the film and watch him play, and you watch how he match rates and he picks a defensive part, how he can throw the long ball. He's not scared to throw it across the middle. He hangs in the pocket and he's mobile. And you look at stats.
He's not mobile. We talk backstage about running 4.8. That's one thing Bo Nix has is escapability. Jackson Dart don't have that.
You know what Bo Nix ran at the combine?
I don't remember.
4.79. And Jackson Dart's going to run a 4.79 or lower. He ran an exact 4.79 at the combine. Bo Nix was not fast. Or either at his pro day or at the combine. He wasn't fast. No freaking way. And Jackson Dart, if you watch him play, he escaped the pocket a lot at Ole Miss because they didn't have an offensive line. They didn't have a line. When he had time, he killed people.
You know what I think Jackson Dart problem is?
Bo Nix didn't run the 40-yard dash at the combine or his pro day. So there's no 40-yard information on Bo Nix.
I thought he ran a 4.79, but go ahead.
I think Dart problem is I don't think people truly watched him. I mean, come on. Nobody really watched Ole Miss. But when I watched this film, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't know who he was. But then when I watched this film, I'm like, this dude can play. And you have to look at it. And I know me and G kind of went through this. People can say what they want, and I understand, especially since NIL, the SEC and took a hit a little bit because they had lost players. But that's probably still is the best conference in college football. So every week he was going up against number one draft.
It's not probably the best conference in football. It's probably the second best conference in college football.
I mean, when you start going to Big Ten, okay, I give you Ohio State, I give you Michigan.
You give me Michigan.
But then after that, that's it. When you look at the SEC,
well, then what did Indiana do last year?
I mean, but come on, we know what Indiana
what did Oregon do last year?
We know where Indiana is.
The Big Ten conference is top heavy. They're top heavy.
The point of what I'm saying is that is a talented conference. It ain't the Big 12 where they don't play defense. Facts. It ain't the ACC where they don't play defense.
That's facts.
Come on, I mean, like we got to be fair. And like I say, what I think the thing with Dart, like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really know who the kid was because I wasn't watching Ole Miss. But when I watched
Jackson Dart was a 5-star recruit. Played college, high school football in Utah. He went to USC and he got scurvy out of there when Caleb Williams went to USC. He left.
Then he played 3 years at Ole Miss, and if you look at his numbers, he put up big numbers every year. It ain't like with the Kenny Pickett where he's 25 years old playing against 18-year-olds. Then he finally put up some numbers. His last year there. This kid, I mean, he played like so. I just think one of his problems is a lot of people just really don't know who he is. Because come on, be honest.
I'm familiar with Jackson Dart, and I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a first-round quarterback. I watched him play the last 2 games. Was it Kentucky in his last game against Florida, where he threw half his interception in that last game, trying to bring him back? He was choking all down the stretch. Big choking.
You know how many times he got sacked in that game, too? They was tearing his ass up.
I thought he had escapability. I thought he had escapability.
Bro, when you ain't got no line that can block, you can be the greatest escape artist on the planet. Pat Mahomes got great escapability. Philadelphia was tearing his ass up because he couldn't get away. He couldn't get away. You got defensive linemen that run 4.5s and 4.4s. They was killing him.
And another thing you have to look at, this is not like it's a decision where you're taking this kid one in the top 5.
Facts.
So if like with my last draft, my mock draft I did yesterday, I was able to trade with Buffalo and go down to 30 and get him.
That's a good trade. That's a good trade.
Just say he doesn't pan out. I think when you miss on a quarterback at that range, it's not killing your team. Yeah. Do you lose a first round pick? You do, but it's not like it's a top 5 or the first pick. And the Steelers are in a situation until they find their guy, they need to probably draft a quarterback every year.
That is facts.
They do. So I'd rather draft, and Jaime Carlo mentioned them. We talked about it backstage. Jalen Milroe ran a 4.37. The Steelers had dinner with him last night before Alabama's pro day today. And he's 6'3". You said 230 Big G and ran a 4.37. I believe the ceiling is way higher, and I'd rather take that gamble in the 3rd round and take the Jackson Dart gamble in the 1st round.
This is the deal about him, though, Tate. This is the deal. You can put on film, literally, if you're a film guy, I'm a film guy, and you can watch film of him, and you can go and look at some great, I'm talking about plays that you like, man, how in the hell did he do that? I've seen plays where he damn near looks Michael Vickish, like seriously looks like that. But then when you start looking at the stuff that he does horrible, you're getting a worse developed version of Justin Fields. People complain chronically about Justin Fields not being able to read a defense. Jalen Milroe couldn't read the backside of a playbook. He does not know what to do, bro. He don't know.
Well, that's why he's a project. I'd rather take that project in the 3rd than take a project in the 1st. And I'd say that Justin Fields didn't have no good structure in Chicago.
Why is Dart a project, though? Why is Dart a project? He's not a project.
Because he's not a 1st round talent going to be elevated in the 1st round because people is quarterback thirsty.
Bro, he is a 1st round talent. Jackson Dart, listen, for y'all that don't know, Jackson Dart played the whole season on a bum ankle. Jackson Dart was injured and refused to take the surgery on a bum ankle. Go back and watch the film the year before. Ole Miss was relevant because of Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart actually put Ole Miss back on the map and gave them relevancy to actually compete in the SEC. Jackson Dart, matter of fact, I'm willing to say Jackson Dart was the 2nd best quarterback in the SEC last year. I'm willing to say that. He was the 2nd best. When you look across the board at all the SEC quarterbacks, he was the 2nd best dude. He didn't have the talent.
Behind who? You was talking out loud.
Nico.
What about the quarterback of South Carolina?
He was 3rd because Dart played through injury when Sellers didn't. Sellers shut it down for a little while and then came back.
If they was both available in this year's draft, who would you take?
Dart, because Sellers ain't showed it to me yet. And I love Sellers. I got to see him do it again. I done saw Jackson Dart do it over and over again. I done seen it. So I believe that the kid is a 1st round talent. The issue is that and Curb, I agree with you, bro. A lot of people don't know nothing about him. And then when you actually go watch the film, that kid is a bad boy. Jackson Dart he's Bo Nix. I'm telling y'all, he's Bo Nix.
That's exactly what it is. A lot of people just don't know about him. Just like on the flip side, everybody know who Shador is. And, they know he's Deion's son, this and that. And come on, man, be honest. When you talk to most people and you talk about the Big 12, what do they say? They don't play no ball.
They trash.
I mean, that's just what it is,
Well, the Big 12 probably played the least defense, but the SEC be getting in shootouts too sometimes. It's not like Big 10 football.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that the SEC every game is 17 or 14, but I'm just saying talent for talent, I feel like it's probably the. I mean, you think about it. If LSU get their head out their butt and get a coach, that's a championship team. Well, that could maybe push for a championship. Florida, the same way. If they find them a coach, that's another team.
Florida got a quarterback though. He a dog.
So, and I will admit, I feel as though the SEC probably lost some of their steam because of NIL. So you got guys that's leaving a lot, but it's, I mean, even when you play the Kentuckys, I mean, them guys got talent on those teams. You know, it's just a, I don't know. Like
I'm looking right now at the mock draft. The overall,
people don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm. I think a SEC starting quarterback for 3 years playing under Lane Kiffin should be well known. He's not strange to me, but I pay attention to football. And this overall player ranking on the mock draft, what mock draft letter is this? This is PFN mock draft. Jalen Milroe is 44 ranked overall player. Jackson Dart is 45. So somebody sees it slightly in Jalen Milroe's favor. Like I said, the ceiling is way higher. The floor at Jackson Dart may be higher right now, maybe, but give me players and playmakers in my building. That's all I want. It's the staff's job to coach them up, get them prepared to go out there and play.
Would you take Anthony Richardson over Jalen Milroe?
No, I wouldn't. I seen more Jalen Milroe at Alabama than Anthony Richardson played at Florida, and that was pick number 4. That was a big risk.
Yeah,
that was a big risk.
That's why you don't touch Jalen Milroe maybe in the 2nd or the 3rd round.
Well, that's what I said. I'd rather take a gamble on Jalen Milroe in the 3rd than Jackson Dart in the 1st.
Jackson Dart could be your franchise quarterback.
Could be, but you're taking a chance in the 1st. Jalen Milroe could be your franchise quarterback.
You take a chance with any quarterback you pick in the 1st round. There's more 1st-round quarterback bust than there is 1st-round quarterback.
There is that, but there's also the thought that Pittsburgh take a quarterback later, a project quarterback to bring in this year, and go ahead and take your D tackle, your running back, build the team around so you can drop a quarterback in. Even if it's next year, you can drop a guy in. You don't take that gamble this year and lose out on a potential 10-year starter, defensive tackle, or if the defensive tackle's off the board, you get a wide receiver like a Mecco Booker and trade George Pickens and get another 2nd-round pick and work like that. Then just take Jackson Dart at 21 or drop back to 30 and take him there.
There's more depth at defensive tackle and at running back than any draft in the last 10 years.
I agree
a guy like Ronnie Harmon that will be sitting there at 21, you can get a guy like Tyleik Williams in the 2nd round. It's the same freaking player.
It's Derek Harmon. Ronnie Harmon played a long time ago running back for Buffalo.
They're the same guy.
When you were young. No, he's a running back. They're both Harmon. One's Ronnie, one's Derek.
Correct. I'm saying like with Harmon from Oregon and Tyleik Williams is the same freaking player. They're the same guy.
I think Harmon has better pass rush upside. Is what I'm seeing and hearing.
I bet you Tyleik had more sacks than him. I bet you Tyleik had more quarterback pressures than him. I bet you Tyleik Williams' film looked better than his film.
Well, I'm not breaking down film, but the stats I don't know. But you can look them up and let us know. I will. I'm not gonna look them up now. I will look them up just to see, just to fact check you. But yeah. So I don't know.
You could get a guy like Robinson. You could get a guy like Farmer. You could get dudes at DT. You can get that. You got to get a quarterback, and if you can trade back, you pick up a 2nd, maybe a 4th. So now you can get the guy you need in the 2nd or the 3rd, because the number 1 priority for the Steelers is quarterback, running back. Regardless of all the people say we need DTs, yes we do. Why do you think we've been signing them all day? We done signed 3 DTs in the last couple of days. We signed a DTs We signed a new dude today.
Who they signed today? I'm not familiar.
I gotta pull his name up.
Oh yeah, they did sign somebody.
They signed a brand new DT. They signed a dude from the Patriots. They brought back
I know that.
They signed another.
I know that.
I'm gonna tell you
who are the new guys in the building?
The new guy name is Izzy Otomewo, Otomewo. They signed the Patriots dude, that dude. They brought back Loudermilk. They're building depth at DT because they understand and know this is the long game in Pittsburgh. You got to have depth and players because guys get hurt. So you build the depth, and then you get a guy that you can slide in there with those dudes and rotationally put guys in at DT. The number one priority is quarterback and running back. You got to get somebody to go with Jaylen Warren, and you got to get your quarterback. When you get those two things, the whole thing changes for the Steelers.
I'd be more pleased with a first round running back than the first round quarterback being Jackson Dart.
Well, like I said, at 21, I'm not drafting Jackson Dart, Tate. I'm with you. I'm not drafting.
Okay, we agree there. We agree there.
But I will trade back and get his behind. I'll sure trade back and get him because guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? I promise you. We know how to draft.
I tell you what's going to happen.
No Diddy.
You got to chill.
I hear
you draft back and get his behind.
Check this out.
Go ahead.
What's going to happen? I'm telling you, what's going to happen is teams are going to evaluate, right? And that first day of the second round or late in the first, a team like Cleveland, a team like Tennessee, a team that knows that they need a quarterback and ain't going to take that dude that high, they're going to jump back in the bottom of the first round or the first pick of the second round, and Jackson Dart's name will be the first name off the board. Because he's a first. When you get a steal, when you get a first-round quarterback in late first or the second, you're winning. So you get the kid, you set him on the bench, you let him develop just like they did when they had Tommy Maddox and we drafted Ben, give him a little time, and as soon as he figures it out, smash the gas and let that boy go. Let him go. That's how you win. And if he don't work, we get another quarterback next year. We keep going back in there.
See, we don't disagree. I just see more potential ceiling with Jalen Milroe in the second or third than Jackson Dart in the first, even if it's a pick 30.
Put Claude in the matrix, what he said. He said none of the DTs have real talent in this year's draft. Come on, G. Put Claude's ass in the matrix. This is the deepest draft class in NFL history.
With that being said, fellas, we got to wrap it up. Join us over, myself, Big G, and Shannon on the Pump Your Brakes podcast right at 8 o'clock, top of the hour. We want to thank Curb for joining us. He'll probably be here a lot of weeks. We do this show. We talk about different Steelers stuff on Wednesday, leading up 45 minutes before Pump Your Brakes. So, Curb, me and G going to be talking again in 5 minutes. What you want to say, man? Your final thoughts on the quarterback, and go ahead and plug your channel and show again, and we're going to get out of here.
Okay. And I want you to write this down. I believe if the Pittsburgh Steelers move down too low or if they want Dart, if they don't take him, he's going to be a LA Ram. And watch what he does. Watch what he does.
I heard that, Curb.
Watch what he does.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought on that. But like I say, Black and Gold Standard Podcast. I appreciate you guys bringing me on, and I'll be watching y'all show. And I look forward to next week.
Man, keep Claude in check over there, Curb, in the live chat. Check that dude, man. Give him the business. Give him the business.
Claude like trolling y'all, man.
Well, you can keep him in check. You part of the crew now. You got license to get him. You can put him in the matrix on your live chat. Put him in the matrix.
Claude, especially you, G. That makes his day, man. That makes his day.
He like Tate too. He like Tate. He like to switch up on me and Tate. He like to mess with Tate and mess with me, and mess with Tate and mess with me. Claude, get Claude out of here. Get him out of here.
He just that's just his troll way of saying thanks for the knowledge, Big G.
Yeah,
we get it. So yeah, man. With that being said, we about to get out of here on another Wednesday night prelude, smash the gas, going to pump your brakes. Be sure to join us. If you haven't already subscribed and liked the KnoItAllz channel, please do. Before you jump over to the Steel Curtain Network, like the homie Big G like to say, get them algorithms up, and we out.